God, to church, to friends, to family. And like I said, my mother gave $1 in the tray 30 years ago. So giving $1, we have to sit back and think, how do we think the dollar is dollars? All I'm asking this church is to rethink how we give. And I'm not interested in shaming anyone, in making anyone feel guilty. I just want to create a place where we can step back and say, well, I've been giving this for the past 20 years, or 30 years, or 10 years. And I don't even know how I decided I make $50,000 or $100,000, and I gave $1,000 a year. It was just a number I threw up. So I want us to be a church that really is thoughtful, is considerate, and is gracious. And I'd really like for us to really consider prayerfully how we will give the cream of your life, the cream of your life, the best of your life to Christ. And like I said last week, we're not a charity case. We have many gifts, and we dispense charity to people that need it. And George Mappis, who's head of the Stewardship Committee, has some really beautiful things to consider. We're already doing many beautiful things. We support Camp Agape, we support people around the world. The SAM program, we're supporting priests in Africa. The ministry of the preschool here. The bereavement group has been very successful. The Kickback group has been going on for 3 years, supporting people with addictions. I'm going to start this year, every year we're going to have something to support marriages. And like I said, George wants to see how we can get our hands and offer our talents to the community of Shoreline or outside here, so we can really not just stay in our family and hold the office. That's a way to give back to the community as best we can. But I'd like for Judy, when she shared with us at the parish council her story, just remember, it's not your story, but her story, I think, compelled me to start thinking about my story. And for you that have not been to the book group, what happens is one idea spurs another idea. It's like igniting beautiful thoughts, igniting love, igniting joy, igniting beautiful stories. So listen as best you can, and we're so grateful. We're so gracious and grateful to have you.
Last week after coffee hour, can you all hear me?
Yeah.
Okay, can you hear now?
Yeah.
Okay. After coffee hour, Father Tom told us that he wants us to be a congregation who tells our stories to each other, so we get to know each other. And it looks like I'm tethered to this thing, so I'll stay. And mine is a story. It's not a stewardship talk. About 35 years ago, I belonged to a little Episcopal church on Browns Point in northeast Tacoma. And stewardship season came along, and a friend of mine, a layman, stood up and gave a talk, and then he challenged each one of us to go home after Sunday service and coffee hour, and to sit down and write down our income, and then write down what we were giving, and do the math and figure out what percentage of what we were giving, but it was, I don't know now. Anyway, what was the percentage we were giving? And so I took his challenge, and I went home, and I was living on a fixed income at the time, and I was writing checks to the church, so I knew the numbers, and I did them. And I was horrified to see that I was giving 1%. I had no idea. I just wrote out a check and didn't think about it each Sunday. And one of my favorite verses has always been that every good and perfect gift is from above, and we say it every Sunday in liturgy. And I thought about all the things that I have been given, that God gave to me, gives to me, and what was I giving back? Not enough. So, in prayer and in tears, I prayed to God to let me do a 4-year plan. I was scared about giving more, and so I vowed to God that I would immediately raise my 1% to 2.5% for that coming year. And the following year I would raise it to 5%, and then to 7.5%, and then on the 4th year. And I have to tell you, in the 4th year, it was that I signed that 10% pledge card. The reason I was scared, and the reason I was living on a fixed income, is that I was a single mom at the time, and I was living on child support, and I chose to do that. My fear was that the kids would feel the impact of my increased giving. We never wanted for anything in that 4 years. We had clothes, I paid the mortgage, I paid the insurance on the car and the house, we had food, the kids had birthday and Christmas presents, and it was painless. It really was, and I don't know how that works, because if you weren't giving it before and then you're giving it, you think you'd feel the loss, but it didn't. So I continued on tithing, and a few years later I married, and he was also a tither. So this is a little postscript to my story. A couple years, 3 years after we were married, in December, I discovered, looking at the finances, that we were $200 short of either paying all the bills or honoring our tithe. And I told him, and the Sunday before Christmas, when liturgy was over, the president of the bishops' committee, that's like a parish council in the Episcopal Church, stood up with an envelope in his hand. Oh, I forgot to tell you, we were $200 short. With an envelope in his hand, and he said, Father Bob, we wanted to give you this gift at Christmas time. And they'd never done that before. They never did it again either. And they handed him the envelope. And in the Gospel of Luke, these are Jesus' words. Can you hear me? Mm-hmm. Okay. He says, give and it will be given to you, a good measure pressed down, shaken together, and running over will be poured into your lap. Bob opened the envelope. There was $205 in it. God is so good, and He is so faithful. And I would pass on the challenge to you, if you want to go home and look at what you're giving. I can just tell you as a witness for me that God is faithful and He will honor what you decide to do. Amen. Amen.
Any thoughts or questions? I think just like Judy did, I'd like for all of us to do, just step back, and we're so thoughtful in so many things we do, places we have our kids go to, financial contributions we make to every place, whether it's sports or other things our kids go or affairs we do. But I'd like for us to be a very conscious, thoughtful church, and really think about it. I thought about it, I prayed about it, and really, this is what I'm able to offer. Not just money. Jordan's going to talk to us. It's not about money, but it's a reflection about what we've been given. Don't you think it's not about money? It's about reflection. It is about money, right?
It's about money. For me, it was a huge lesson in faithfulness. My faith was built so much by this.
So something about that commitment to say, this is what I'm committed to do, is pursue that. Yeah. So think about that as you rethink how you're offering your gifts. And as George speaks to us about maybe ways that we can tap into giving in another way. Because I look out there, I know you're already giving, and most people are maxed out, so even just the thought of giving more is going to tip you over the edge. But I'd like for us to be thinking about how we're giving intentionally. And do your best. Mother Teresa says it so well. Give a few things, do a few things with great love. So may we do that in our church to the best of our abilities. George, come up and share something with us. George is the Stewardship Chairman for this year. And for those that haven't picked up their packets, they're on the side as you exit the church, alphabetical order.
So, thank you very much, Father. Thank you very much, Judy. That was really beautiful. So thank you for sharing your story. I was asked to help with stewardship this year and been thinking about it a little bit, reading about it a little bit. And when you go and start reading about stewardship, they always get back to giving back to God and the wonderful gifts that we have all been blessed with. And they talk about the gifts of time, talent, and treasure. And much of stewardship is talking about the treasure piece. You know, we need money to help support our organization. And we've been very blessed as a community. Many people give generously, and we were able to meet our financial responsibilities last year, which was a wonderful thing. And truthfully, we weren't sure we were going to. There was a lot of concern about that as the year was coming to close. And we had a lot of people give very, very generously in the month of December, and we were able to meet our financial obligations. And the money that comes to our parish is mostly used to pay our bills and to pay the salaries of those who minister to us. It's not money that, when you look at the budget, it's very closely scrutinized, and I think they're very frugal and thoughtful with the way that the finances are used. A lot of stewardship focuses on that, and what I'd like to begin discussion about is how we can broaden stewardship out and emphasize more of those other pieces of stewardship, the time and the talent pieces that often get overlooked. And what I'd like to do this year is try to create a series of opportunities for us to do that, to give of our time, to give of our treasures, and give to our community being others within our parish, and our community even broader. So each month with the Stewardship Committee, we're going to be putting out information, not just about where the dollars and cents went, and how much we need, but we're going to try to offer opportunities for us to contribute to our communities. And the first ones are coming up next month. We're going to be going to Food Lifeline and Shoreline. I don't know if any of you guys have participated over there in Food Lifeline. It's a great organization that distributes food throughout the state. They've got a huge warehouse where they bring in literally tons of food. And we can go there and help to sort and get things organized and give that back to people who are in need. And there's information in the flyers and the website about how we can participate. We still have some openings for the Food Lifeline event. We're going to be starting up a book drive. I made that lovely sign this morning. I worked very hard on it. And we're going to be giving these books to folks from Seattle Education Access. This is an organization that tries to help foster education for kids who are in poverty, kids who are in need, kids who are out there without a lot of help and support. And they provide books, they provide finances, they provide counseling, they try to help these kids move forward in their education, give them opportunities in life. And these are the types of things that I would love for us as a community to embrace. And I'd love to have ideas from people within the parish. You know, hey, if you've got a cause, something that really feels close to your heart, something that you want to champion, please bring the ideas forward. Let's get together and let's do it. I think there's great opportunities for us to do good. And similarly, I look at stewardship not just as not just as the giving of money, but the giving of service. And that also goes for folks within our parish. If someone has needs and we can step up and help out, I think that's part of stewardship. So please look to us to help foster those opportunities and those relationships. Questions? Anyone else? Yes, Judy?
Did you say the books are for adults or children?
The books are actually for mostly teenagers. About, I think, 13 to 21 is the age range that they targeted, and a whole spectrum of abilities. So anything that would be appropriate for a teenager or young adult would be great. They can be gently used books, absolutely. Yeah. They're distributed to shelters around the city. And I'm sure they'd appreciate anything they can get.
It's very hard to know.
I'm sorry?
I'm saying it's very hard to know whether it's appropriate or not for teenagers.
Yeah, that's appropriate for a teenager. Well, I'm sure they'd be appreciative of anything they can get. So, all right. Well, I look forward to working with you guys as the year goes by. If you've got any questions or concerns about stewardship, please feel free to contact me at any point.
Any other thoughts on the school up there? Like, if we were gonna create something, George has invited us, what might be one small thing or one great thing? Remember this man, the book on tea, remember? Someone went to Appalachia.
3 cups of tea.
3 cups of tea, anyone read 3 cups of tea? What's that story about? He went to he climbed Everest,
He went, but
He-
got lost or something.
he got lost.
And
He
he ran across the village and they were really kind to him.
He ran across the village, they were really kind to him,
And he
something
promised
about,
to come back and build it.
something about that love, this one man was inspired by, he promised to come back and build a school, one man, inspired by love in the village. So I'm wondering, I don't know if we can pray about it as a community, what's one thing we can offer that our whole community can get behind to offer, could be maybe a Thanksgiving dinner. Thanksgiving is so much of just our families, it might be a way that we offer a Christmas meal, just open our church up. I don't know what it could be, but my prayer is that we start thinking outside of ourselves, our homes, and into the community as best we can. And I know we're all maxed out, but something about when we do this, we bring people together, it's life-giving. And I want to be a church that creates a place where it's life-giving, where I'm maxed out up there, but I'm giving 10 hours here, and I'm so tired, but at the end of the day, I can't wait to come back. Because the connection, the beauty, and the effort, and the purpose was so filled with love and strength and creativity, and the relationship being built, things like that I would love to see us create.
I used to have a toy drive, beginning with Nativity Advent.
A toy drive.
Yeah, and it was Toys for Tots, and asked people to bring toys every Sunday to church, and then we'd take them to the distribution center for
And
toys.
things like this, it'd be beautiful.
And then the other thing was a food drive during Great Lent, and then we used to take it to one of the food shelters. And canned foods,
Yeah, that's a great idea.
food in the box, anything that won't spoil immediately. And bring it in.
Yes.
There's a guy in our Rotary chapter who runs a charity called Courageous Kids, and for $25, he will write a personalized, he was on K5 a couple weeks ago, write a personalized story with pictures for a terminally ill child, so that they can have that as they go through their illness, and gives them a little bit of hope.
That's beautiful. The Church of the Redeemer has a little Christmas event that they put on for the shelter that they support. And it's a beautiful thing. We started going a couple of years ago, and now it's becoming part of our family tradition. It's something that, just feels so good to try to help them give back. And there's so many opportunities to do that.
I remember about 20 years ago, one of the, I don't know if it was a Microsoft or what, and he paid for 5 kids to get a ride on a plane. And they were sitting there crying, the kids in the plane, because they had never thought they were very poor, and they never thought that they would ever get a ride in a plane. And it was just a simple ride around Seattle or around Boeing Field. It took them just a couple of minutes, but the kids were so thrilled. And that's when I got the idea of Toys for Tots, because these kids don't have anything available to them.
George and Ruth are pretty busy, George being a doctor and everything. I think you guys are a really great example of being able to give really when you don't have much time to give. And my wife and I have seen you guys and your kids, how well adjusted they are and how giving they are of themselves. And you guys have been a great example to us and our kids. We've had the opportunity to volunteer a couple times at Kenmore Shelter and also at Food Lifeline with the youth group, and it's amazing how much of a difference we see in our kids, even days, weeks, months afterward. So thank you guys for doing all this. It's really good.
Yeah, I think it's so important to get our kids involved in these activities too. And if we can set examples for our children, they're going to be the ones who grow and set the examples for their kids. We can really make a difference by starting early. So anything that we can do to foster activities, please let us know. And we're trying to find some activities like Food Lifeline that kids can participate in too. And they really enjoy it. They like it. They want to go back. They want to do it again. Unless they're sorting potatoes in the freezer, it gets kind of cold. We lose enthusiasm for that one pretty fast, but that's fun.
Any other thoughts?
You know, we might think about teaming up, whether it's another Orthodox church or a community church. I mean, we're small and we can do, we can do things, but I think if we teamed up, we could have a greater impact if we had a joint cause with, one or two other churches, like we do with the Redeemer at Christmas and Thanksgiving, to find some projects that we can do year-round collectively. And it kind of bolsters us. When there's more of us, you're more apt to want to get involved and do these things together.
I like to plant the seed. We live next door to a church, a school. And I always have this dream of having a reading center in here, tutoring center here. We have a great mathematician. We have many teachers here, educators, teachers, and we have people that can offer just some help, just to help you read. I don't know what it will take, but maybe Ruth and I don't know about the state and stuff, what it means to have it in the church, but it would be such a beautiful thing to offer that kind of gift to a family and kids, and it could really change the course of a life of a child. So, I wish I had something like that. I had a hard time reading. I grew up in an immigrant family, and you can imagine if I had somebody that would sit down and spend a few minutes and not make me embarrassed and just really come alongside me to read and write. It was huge. Again, these things, I think we have the people that want to give. It's just having 3 or 4 or 5 people have the way to make the logistics work. I think we have so many givers in this church. I really, really believe that with all my heart. It's just finding a mechanism to say, this is how it's going to happen. It's easy for you to plug in. We need 10 people. These are the times. Half an hour, bam, it's done. The other thing that's happening in this church is we have a lot of people, 20 to 40-year-olds, and I think if we had a 20, 40-year-old group, if somebody took the ball and made that happen, I think we'd have 50, 60 people here, easy, just an event. We had married couples with children, 0 to 6. I don't know where they're coming from. We have beautiful people, 0 to 6 families, to find a way to get them to connect. Because on Sundays it's hard. Divine Liturgy is beautiful. Coffee hour, you might connect with 1 or 2 people, but the more we offer opportunities, well, not going to be best friends, but to connect on a deeper level, just like Zacchaeus connected with Christ, didn't take very long. And what do you think they talked about over lunch and dinner? I don't know, sports. They talk about the soul, they talk about life, my imagination, they talk about the joy of life and healing and saying I'm sorry to the past and embracing the new way of being in the present. So think about these things and pass them off to George and myself and Ruth. And again, I think we have so many great people. I should please, I'm in awe, really. I've been to many churches. I've been, as a seminary, you travel to so many churches. I hear so many calls from a priest friend of mine, and there's a lot of challenges in any church because we live in a culture that wants to steal your time. So we have our time focused on 1 or 2 things that it's almost like a selfish thing. I hate to say it, right? Not really, but kind of like it's like you give with all your heart and you give back more. The people at Camp Agape, we started small. Now we had to turn people away because it's so hard work. But what happens is it's all about love. It's about Christ's love. And these kids are sleeping a week. I mean, it's like we had 60 tents here. That's where the counselors would sleep for a week. Who's gonna do that? They come, this guy come from Atlanta, gave up his job for a week. San Francisco. People hear about good things, people wanna be around good, beautiful things.
Just from what you say, I find something in common between my children and you, because they came from immigrant family. So if anything's going on about the tutoring, they will be the first candidate. So if I don't be selfish really. So.
Well, your kids are reading better than me, so I mean, I need to read them. But that's a good point. Janelle?
Before I start, I want to tell you, you can all pick up your rocks and get ready to throw them at me. I think, that, Father Thomas said to us, as has pointed out to us, how everybody avoids death. Nobody wants to talk about death in this society. Well, I want to take it a step further and say that nobody wants to talk about money. It's still, everything takes money. Camp Agape, I mean, the volunteering and all that is beautiful, but the volunteers need to be fed. There's facilities that need to be maintained, and people that need to be paid. That takes money. And so we still need that. I mean, we can give all day long, but if we can't pay the light bill, then we're in trouble. And so I'd still like to, bring this back full circle to what Judy was saying. Let's not forget that. Yes, we do all give. We're maxed out. We don't have any more. But let's believe God and trust in Him. He's gonna, He tells us to trust Him. He said He'll take care of us. Jesus said He'll never leave us or forsake us. So I want to challenge myself, and I want to challenge all of you here. Again, go home and think about what you're giving financially. You can also think of what you're giving in your time and your talents. What percentage of that you're giving to. But this is an area we want to talk about time and talents. We don't want to talk about money. So let's not forget that. Let's do that too. That's all I got to say.
You have a sailor, I think she created 2 years ago, this financial piece that you put on. Dave Ramsey. And just really, I think, just talking, for 10 weeks, talking about money and how you plan, how you budget, it's a novel idea for some reason. People just write a check, they get their check and put in the bank and they buy groceries, but there's no thought. Again, there's no thought. And I think I want us to be a church that really is mindful. Mindfulness is something that we lack in this culture because we just do it. We can go on the internet. I can go on the internet tonight at 1 o'clock in the morning if I wake up and I can go and buy a book. I don't have to go to the store. Mindlessly, like, do I have the money? Should I? Want to buy something else? Push a button and buy it. So I want us, again, to have this talk. Because I think we had this really phenomenal man at age 21 years old. He's working for the Bill Gates Foundation. He's an Orthodox Christian from Arizona. The second year we were in church at Redeemer, and he was doing all of Bill Gates' financial planning for China. I can't tell you what we talked about. For like half an hour, we were talking about money. And this guy researched money, he thought money, and he had just a beautiful way of just unfolding a conversation about money. That would be a really beautiful thing to have somebody take that as a challenge. Like, how do we look at money? How do we grow up? What does money mean? Do you give it, do you not? Why do you keep it? Why do you give it? When you take somebody out and you're 2 cents cheap, 2 cents less or 2 cents more, do you get bugged by that? What's the story about that? Again, not to judge anything, but again, I want church to be about stories. So what is the story about that? I can get $10 and then the next day, I'm looking at the restaurant bill and I'm 5 cents off and I'm angry because, I took you out to dinner and you didn't give me the 5 cents that's we were going to split the bill and that kind of thing. So again, money is a fantastic thing. It means so much to all of us here, right? It's a beautiful thing. And I think just like death, if we don't create a forum to talk about it peacefully without judgment, then we're gonna go around not knowing what our story is. We're gonna go live in a way that might not be free that God wants us to live. So again, with George's, help and Ruth's just a beautiful woman that really is creative and, we have one or two ideas that we can latch on and really come together in a powerful, beautiful way to be wonderful.
And I gotta say, Janelle, I agree with you completely, without the money, not the balance. I see these things as being incredibly interconnected. If I want to support an organization, I need to believe that this organization is doing good things. If I'm going with my kids and I'm doing something good for the rest of the world, and I'm doing that as part of what this church supports, I'm going to support this church. Whereas if I just come and I sort of put my dollar bill into the tray and I go home afterwards and that's all I do, it's not going to mean as much to me when the church comes back around and says, hey, we need your help. And they go, well, I gave my dollar on something. So I agree completely, but I see this as all being part of how we support what this organization means and how we support it. We're all interconnected. We can't do it without the money, but without the meaning.
I just thought of one other time and talent thing. Yet in another Episcopal church that I was in Bellevue, we started doing something called Hearts and Hammers, which was started by a Methodist church on River Island and has gone nationwide. And what it is one day out of the year, you go to the homes of low-income or disabled people and you do whatever you can do at your capability around their house. You can prepare ahead of time, you can need lumber, panes of glass, or whatever. And the big Catholic church, St. Louise, wanted to join us, and so they did. And then the temple, the Natoa, where Rabbi James Morrell is, also wanted to join. So we worked on Saturday, and the temple worked on Sunday. And we got a lot of houses done, but just one day a year.
See, just that thought, one person, oh my God, I love it. You go with that fire, that igniting fire, and you offer it to the parish council of the parish, and things like that, and we make it happen. It's beautiful, something like that.
Yeah, if you could go and just clean up your garden, or you could wash the windows, or paint the walls, some simple things. You don't have to be a plumber or an electrician.
Yeah, I think, just what you said, George, I'm in the chaplain corps, but before that I had a church for 6 years, so, I was a pastor, and every year we did, you probably have heard of it, we did Rebuilding Together, which used to be called Christmas in April. And so you made me think of that. And we did that every year, and it's the same program. The church sponsors a house in Seattle. We set up shop at 6 in the morning. You send the family away, send them to San Diego, send them wherever. When they come back, their house is something else. And the whole day, the church is cleaning, fixing, doing whatever, and the family comes back either the next day or that evening. So those are projects. But what I want to get back to is, I think, and this is something I heard, I want to say I heard you, Janelle, and I want to say I heard you as well. What I'm talking about is, it does have to be, in my view, it has to be the vision that drives the funding. And it is hard because we all know that the other way is true. The funding often drives what you're going to do. So you've got to fight, the tension is, what is it that I actually believe in? Because the money does follow the belief. The way I learned that was, whatever it is you're choosing to do, what you believe in is in your budget. Let me put it that way. What you believe in is in your budget. What you like to do is what you spend on. It's already there. I hope you don't look at my budget. You're gonna find out I like DVDs, I like popcorn, I like, you're gonna see very quickly what I actually like to do. If you looked at my budget, you would know immediately what I spend money on. So what I'm trying to say is, I think it's equally important for us to keep doing the hard part, which is to be in this crazy tension called, what are we doing and do we support it? Which is where you're at. And that is about money, Janelle, because in the end, we're gonna support that which we're trying to do and that which we believe in. And we won't if we don't. It will not happen. You don't have to worry about it. It won't happen. It won't happen. You can have, I mean, it happens in the Navy all the time. We're gonna have a meeting, we're gonna do this. No, we're not. We're gonna talk a lot, and we're gonna talk a lot, and maybe the federal government will fund it, and maybe they won't. And if they don't, we're not doing it. So it's, I think it's the same in a church. I said all that to say this. I believe in another income stream, which is passive. This conversation is a powerful one because it's about what we directly put in the basket. There's no way around that. This is a church. We are, NPR and PBS are listener supported. Well, churches are parishioner supported. They are. So, we're public in that respect. Passive income streams. One thing, and I talk to Linda about this all the time, so Linda always sees me buying those little script gift cards all the time. And I'll talk to you about it, but we have a program here where if you buy the little script cards for the things you buy in your life, the church gets paid for you doing it. Now I know it's annoying. Trust me, I do it. It's annoying to send, hey Linda, I'm gonna pick up $200 in Arco gas cards, because I do spend $200 on gas. That much I know. So I send her and I go, give me the 2 Arco gift cards. So I get the 2 Arco gift cards. And I go down here and I get my gas using the Arco card. Guess what Holy Apostles gets when I do that? $4. 4. So I spend $200 on gas every month, regularly. If I can just take one step back, order it, an Arco card from Linda, who sends it to the church system. It comes to me, Linda says, your cards are here. I go, thank you very much. It didn't cost $204. It still cost $200. The church gets 4. The second passive income stream, that little Amazon store we put on the website. Every book in the back of this church is now listed at the Holy Apostles Amazon store on the front page of our website. Here's what I would ask you to do. Anytime you want to buy anything from Amazon, I don't care if you never buy a book from the church, from the site, go through our store. Here's why. If you go to Amazon via the store link on the bottom of the Holy Apostles website, and you buy whatever you want by going via our store to Amazon, the tracker follows you. What happened this month? You haven't seen it yet because we haven't advertised it, so we're sort of diagnostic now. But here's what's going on. It already works. Anybody that goes through and uses the Amazon store on the Holy Apostles page, whatever is purchased, Holy Apostles gets the money, i.e. a referral fee from Amazon. It does not change the price of what you buy. So what has already happened? Holy Apostles made $1.90 for people buying used book for his class.
Really?
Yes, $1.90. For what? They bought a used book on your spiritual formation book by going to the Holy Apostles page, and Amazon went, thanks for sending us a customer. So, passive income. And it doesn't matter. If you don't want to buy a book, buy whatever you want from Amazon. It doesn't matter. You, Holy Apostles, sent someone to Amazon. They are happy to throw 10 cents, 20 cents, 30 cents at whoever sent them to Amazon. The only point I'm making, there are, for every direct stewardship that is important, that is real, the direct is the bottom line. It is about money. And if the direct is not in place, we're in trouble. But there are passive ways too, especially for those, budgets will stay tight. I was just telling somebody today, Bremerton's gonna lose $65 million next month, right? That little fiscal cliff stuff. Like if you're in Kitsap County, you're just not happy today. Budgets are only gonna get tighter. So those little passive income streams become more important to me. Because now, how do I give my church more on what I already have to do? If you follow what I'm saying. How do I give my church more? So what do we usually get? Linda can tell you. What gift cards do the Johnson family buy using the Holy Apostles program? This is easy. Amazon gift cards, because that's a double hit.
That's right.
So right, if I buy an Amazon gift card, Holy Apostles gets $2. Then, if I go through the Holy Apostles website and Amazon, we get the 30 cents too for buying it. Okay, that's twice. Arco, she knows, she always gives it to her. Arco gasoline. Melinda goes to Grape Clips. Those come in. She goes to Grape Clips, $25. The church gets $1.50.
Don't forget your Applebee's.
And my little Applebee's cards. She knows. So all these little gift cards, right? She's like, your cards are here. So what can you do? If it's December, which is when we pick them up, the gift cards go for everything else too. I have nieces and nephews. Here's your $25, $50 gift card. I don't know what to get you anyway. Big surprise. If I give it to my niece and nephew, where did the gift card come from? Holy Apostles. So go and spend all you want in Philadelphia. $2 to the church. So please think about passive income streams. Thanks.
I just have a question regarding that Amazon. Does that count for all of their services? So like if you were to use their Amazon Fresh, which is their grocery service, and if you follow the
tracker,
the Holy Apostles link, then they get ching.
Yes, and I'll tell you specifically. If you decide to download like an instant movie or one of those instant Amazon video things or an electronic book, it's not $2, it's $4. Depending on what you buy, right? They have a little chart. So I tested it. I went ahead and ordered, okay, I admit it. I went ahead and ordered, I'm doing it right now, Father, I'll be a confession. I went ahead and ordered Star Trek whatever, those instant download deals, right, to see if it worked. So to get to your point. So when I looked back at the tracker, it's not 4% for every book bought. For anything that's downloaded immediately, it's 10%.
Oh my gosh.
So I download Star Trek for $12 straight to my laptop. What did the church get? $1.20 right now. How much did it cost me? $12. What did the church get? $1.20. I didn't do a thing except buy what I was going to buy anyway.
That's brilliant. So something like this, to have kind of an education, really have like preparation for the community, right? We can have an added, I think Linda was saying some church was making like 10, 15 grand.
No, it was actually 40.
It was 40,000. So we were really, again, disciplined, right? And again, it's like in the discipline you give back. That's something beautiful about being mindful, the mindfulness of us. There's a Jason, sorry.
I was just going to say, Joe, we should all tie the gift cards while we.
Yeah, 10%, there you go.
Just trying to help, just trying to help. No, it's all tested though, it works. Just promise you'll go to the homepage today for our website. First of all, let's just give some props here. Tom has made our website, the homepage of this church, amazing. If you have not gone there, that's a mistake. Tom has made this homepage amazing. At the bottom of the homepage is a little brown square that says Amazon Bookstore. And when you go there, you'll see it. The other thing that Tom has done, that website is now a Google search for Seattle. And he knows that because there are people that show up at the church. When you put in Orthodoxy or something like that on a Google search, because of the website, we're one of your first 3 things you see in Seattle now.
It was on accident. I didn't know what I was doing.
You didn't know what he was doing, it looks good. Whatever, hey, no, fake it till you make it, man, fake it till you make it. So, but it looks great, and now it's the search engine, we're one of the drivers now. If you're coming to Seattle and you put in Orthodoxy, Holy Apostles gonna pop up. That's amazing. And so, again, it makes sense, right? This is Seattle, right? Microsoft, Boeing.
So to dovetail with that, as people see the crowd coming, Jesus is coming, they're gonna see through this website, we're gonna have a lot of Zacchaeus coming.
They already have.
And the Zacchaeus are coming here, and for the most part, you're doing a beautiful job. Sometimes I can be so in love with catching up with Anne Marie and Doc, I like calling her Doc, she's my Doc. Doc Heliotis. I forget that Eva just came to the church, or this woman just came to the church, and I'm sitting here with my back to a new person. And I need your help to keep reminding me and you that, you know, in a family, I like being with my family. The four of us are really cool together. I love it. When visitors come in, the family job is to embrace the people coming through those doors to the best of our abilities. Sometimes we do a good job, sometimes we don't. But our job is to embrace. So when they come in the door here, you're family. We're in the family. So we're going to invite the Zacchaeuses to come, and we're going to greet them with love. There are two new people here today. We're getting, like, I think every Sunday we're getting 4 or 5 new people. But again, it's just, our job is to love as Christ loved, and let Zacchaeus do what he's got to do. George could never come back. He was here for, I think, 8 months before he died. So our job is to love, embrace, and
You guys do a great job. About love and embrace. The moment we walked in. The very moment, and that's why we're back. That's why we, that's why we.
that's a test of me. I so appreciate who you are. We appreciate the people there to embrace you. Again, they could have come, Jason and Jennifer could have come one day when, you know, we're kind of like busy or whatever, and they could have been lost, like, you know, come 2 or 3 times and just. I had one person in one particular church who were going there for 3 years, and they said they talked to somebody at Starbucks more than they did at the church. This will not happen at this church. I was, actually, some friends of mine, they were talking, and this person was next to them, like, and I knew they were a stranger. I kind of, I you have to help me, I don't want to embarrass anyone. Did you guys meet? Do you know each other? Just sit there for 20 minutes. Put your head up, look around. So again, let's try to find a way to help one another what? To love. It's as simple as that. And like in the book group, that you have not come to the book group, come to the book group. It's just a pearl of wisdom. I think you're the one that said it. Well, you. We were talking at the end of the group, and we're talking about the grace. And here's this prophet here that talks about, we're talking about from resentment to gratitude, and I'll probably mess it up, help me out, but at the end of the day, the things that we give are not ours, we don't possess it. It's a gift that's given to everyone by the Holy Spirit. It's not ours to keep. Something like that. So it's freely given. The more we realize it's not ours, we give it. We can't possess it. Keep on talking about flowers. The flower is not going to possess the color and straightness itself. It's here to give it. You all are God's flowers, God's ministers, God's feet. Vessels of the Holy Spirit. That's what our church talks to you about. And the more we can buy into that, live into that, experience that, we're not going to worry about talking Janelle. We're not going to talk about money. Because it's going to be naturally given. There's I don't know what the title was. I sent it to the parish council. Father Dorrance uses this for when he talks to different churches that are establishing. It's some guy that does a 12-minute TED talk on business and what business is, how they flourish. And he has this idea. He's got 3 circles. On the outside circle is the what, the inside circle is the how, the middle circle is the why. And he gave an example in TiVo, the TV thing. And help me out, Diane, if I'm getting this right. That kind of flopped. at first, because what they did is they told you what it does. What it does is it can switch this TV and you can do that thing and do this and that. It tells you what, and this is how you do it. You push this button, and they never told you why. And it flopped. And he says, if we can live from the inside out, that model, why do we do this? We want you to do this because we want you to have control of your life. They hooked him in. So I want us to have the inside-out conversation. Why are we doing this church thing? Because I want you to love. I want you to give what's already been given to you freely. I don't know what the whys you all are looking for, but I like the whys that the fathers talk about. The fact that it's naturally who we are to give this way because we're created in His image and likeness. And the why is we need to scrape off all the junk that the world gives us so we can have more room to live that way in this world. And tell stories about it. And I want to say something about that, now we'll stop. We started early, sorry. But about the bereavement group, can I just share a little bit of a story? Talking about death is tough. Some more than others. But I want to tell you, I'm proud of you for coming for 10 weeks to sit with 12, 13 beautiful people to talk about something that's tough. I admire you, I respect you, and may we continue to offer that to the community when people have these kind of losses, and we can be a support. The Give Back group are going through some growing pains because at the end of the day, we wonder how are we personally growing as different people come into the group, and how are we offering a place for God's grace to change lives after we've been doing 3 years. So we're trying to step back and say, how can this happen for us who've been there 3 years, and the addicts who are getting sober and better, and families who are getting better, and as new people come in. We had somebody come in with a sex addiction. It's really fascinating. Like, I think somebody made a comment. The more this person was telling the story, the more tight he was getting. In the reverse, when you talk about drugs or alcohol or gambling, the more you talk about it, the more free you get. And there's a very fascinating thing about, I think Linda said something very powerful about, the sexual stuff and the physical eating disorders. That's kind of a natural byproduct. You said it so well. I'm going to botch it. I'm not sure. Something about that illness out of a natural thing that you use it well. I don't know.
I think I was saying that those two particular things are part of the normal, healthy life in terms of our sexuality and eating. Using heroin, and so you can stay away from heroin. You can decide that you're not going to do drugs or you're not going to drink anymore, but you can't really run away from your sexuality. You can't really run away from food. And so I think it's just a little more difficult to try to have healthy relationships with something that you can't just say, I'm going to be abstinent completely.
And she was saying you have to put a needle in your arm. You have to eat, and the sexuality is part of our nature. God created us that way. How do we have a balanced approach to it? But again, to sit, that group for me, to sit in the pain and the brokenness, realizing we're all broken, has been changing for your priesthood. Sitting with people who have lost their husbands and wives and relatives, and sit in and say, I'm losing my faith in God, and be ready just to embrace and not define it. No, you're not. Let me tell you this, and just sit and listen to the story. What happens in life if we stop stories and then we start interpreting stories, and the story doesn't get put on the table so it can be looked at, loved, and transfigured with God's grace. We end up polluting the story, editing the story, and then it gets all messed up. Thank you for your time. May we continue to look around and thank God for the people who are here. We're so grateful for the halls. The gifts you bring, Ruth and George, and everyone here is exceptional. As your priest, I want to say thank you very much from the bottom of my heart. It's just overwhelming, Eva, and just all the things she's done throughout her ministry here in preschool, we see the kids and families, these powerful families, and it was from an idea with Eva and Sherry. So again, and it was controversial how we started that, but I'm the kind of priest that says, you have a great idea and you have a way to make it happen, and I trust you, we're gonna make it happen. It might be messy, but I hope we can make it less messy. We're gonna make it happen. Thank you, George. Let's close with a prayer. Thank you, Tom. In the name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit, Lord, we are so grateful for your hierarchs, Basil, Gregory, and John Chrysostom. We're so grateful for St. Athanasius. We're so grateful for all the men and women who love you throughout the centuries, who are our family, our inspiration, our love. May you guide us, Lord, to be like them because they chose to emulate you and follow you with all their hearts. This we ask in the name of the Father, Son, and Holy Spirit. Have a great day. God bless you. Good to have you.